Well, former Intelligence Minister Ronnie Kasrils is a member of the coalition of civil society organizations that's calling for President Jacob Zuma to step down. He's here to tell us more about that and the plan forward. Mr. Kasrils, good morning. Thanks for your time this morning. I spoke to Zizi Kodwa a little earlier, asking him what he thought of the calls from yesterday from civil society organizations, veterans such as yourselves. And he says that they plan to engage. They're asking you to come and talk to them. They want to explain just how they see the Constitutional Court ruling and the decisions. Will you be willing to engage? Will you be willing to listen to their explanations?
Of course, dialogue is extremely vital, and this is a good sign. Instead of name-calling and referring to the extra-parliamentary civil society opposition as traitors and foreign agents, the ANC is talking in a very acceptable tone. And of course, the leaders of the structures that I belong to, as myself, if I'm decided that I should be part of the delegation, would very much welcome this.
But would it change your call? I mean, they say that they have interpreted these decisions in a different way. They have good explanations. Would it change what was called for yesterday?
We set on our course of action, which is that President Zuma must step down in the face of very compelling reasons. The ANC is one role player. The civil society is another. The people of our country is the key. And we are going through with a program of consultation with our supporters and with a vast number of South Africans who join us in a very angry manner. I've had enough of the goings on for so many years now. And our key date is the 16th of June. We're preparing for this nationwide consultations. Not massive rallies at all, but a call for our people to come together from villages to townships to suburbs, trade unionist business, religious community, etc. We're having our main focus at Regina Mundi on that day, and we will certainly link in with the rest of the country to plan to consider the next step forward. If the meeting with the ANC takes place before that, that would obviously be reported. But there's no question of being deflected from this course that we've set ourselves, and that is for the sake of our country, our people, our constitution and law, and in fact for the sake of the ANC, they ought to see it this way. Jacob Zuma is an extreme liability, and the group around him that has kept him going.
Do you think that South Africans will come to the party? I mean, we've often seen calls, we see South Africans getting angry, we hear their anger, but when push comes to shove, we don't see everybody out on the streets like we saw in Iceland earlier this week, where now their Prime Minister is gone, their leader's gone.
Did the right thing.
So, I mean, a lot of people saying it's Zuma fatigue. We know that taking part in these things is not going to come to anything, so why do we bother, especially on our public holiday?
Look, this is an absolute correct question. It's a question that keeps arising. I think it's making a big difference. One talks about a snowball effect. It gets to a tipping point. It gets to a point, and the last weeks have seen this, including in Parliament, where Parliament has never seen so many MPs, 133, it's never happened before, united in a particular position against the ruling party. That's a sign of the times. And there is rolling anger out there. Enough is enough. Sidikiwe, as the saying goes, genoeg. One can never predict, but one can feel the pulse of things and know that in history, our own history in the struggle against apartheid, and everywhere in the world, Iceland is a great example. Burkina Faso, just a few months ago, where they toppled a dictator of so many years, is so much is at stake. And it's up to the people of South Africa. Leaders from all walks of life are making the call. Our masses are pushing us. We're reflective of that anger. And I believe we've reached a tipping point. It's crystallizing, and it's shown in the way the ANC is now responding. They, at least it seems, and we hope it's sincere, opening their ears and listening.
What part of that, because just speaking to Zizwi Kodwa earlier, I mean, he seemed to be bent on that, yes, they will stand by the president. He has made mistakes. He listened to the wrong people. So what part of what they're saying is reassuring you?
Well, that's not reassuring, listening to the wrong people. My lawyers misdirected me. What utter hypocrisy. And again, the blame game. It's not me, it's my advisors, it's the lawyers. Good grief. We South Africans are not thick. We're not stupid. I know many wonderful comrades within the ANC Communist Party, the COSATU, and particularly the new trade union grouping. And it's essential that those within that alliance, especially within the ANC, begin to realize that we came to power, elected by the people, to serve the people, to stand by our principles and not for our own gratification, greed and power. And this is the grouping around Zuma that is responsible, together with him, he's pulled them in that direction, who are responsible. And let's see the extent to which the ANC can really wake up.
Jackson Mthembu, just on what you're saying on those who fought for the organization, posting, or there was a tweet earlier saying that that those who want to remove President Jacob Zuma are actually targeting the ANC. And the question has to be asked, are the likes of yourself, Trevor Manuel, Ben Turok, Ahmed Kathrada, really wanting to see the demise of the ANC? I mean, surely that can't be the purpose.
Well, actually, most of the people you refer to, Cheryl Carolus and Vusa Semang, etc., very loyal, still members. I'm not a member. I decided several years ago I wasn't going to participate inside, and I want to speak from outside. So certainly one hopes that their voice inside will take root and traction, and that can save the ANC. So even with myself, when I removed myself from the ANC and in the last national election said don't vote ANC, I said it was an act of hard love, where you're harsh about what you love, and it's a way of trying to wake your drunken father up, or a member of the family who's gone wrong, to shake them up. And I did that. I'm not claiming that I'm responsible for change. There's so much responsible, and those comrades speaking from within are very key. But the main element is the people out there, because whether we ANC or not, which Zuma has not understood and the group around him doesn't understand, in Cabinet and in the NEC, we serve our people and our country first and foremost, not the ANC. And that's what they must understand. And
just to play devil's advocate, Mr. Kasrils, I mean, is it not a time maybe, or is there no chance that we could give Jacob Zuma a second chance if he legitimately made mistakes, listened to the wrong people, that, you know, in the next 3 years, he would be more cautious. Those advising him would be more cautious, and he would do what's right for the country. Just playing devil's advocate.
No, that's fine. That's
what
fine.
do we do? How do we believe it? Do we believe in second chances?
Well, you know, it depends on the serious nature of your misdemeanors. And this has gone too far. How many times and occasions has he done the wrong thing? From the time of the infamous Shabir Sheikh relationship through to so many items, whether it's the Gupta issues, the absolutely unacceptable shooting down of miners under his watch at Marikana, the long play out of Nkandla, the way he's had disdain for the public protector, and over, the appointment of people in serious cabinet positions, which are clearly only there because they're malleable and puppets. We saw this with the demise of the dismissal of Nene and the appointment of a nobody to that position. So how many chances does one wish to give? You don't have that kind of chance in politics. It's too important, the person who leads the country.
And can South Africa afford it? Thank you very much. That's former Intelligence Minister Ronnie Kasrils.